So the game of charades, it's played in marriage all the time. How many of you played the classic game of charades? It's a lot of fun, right? You play it, parties with friends and whatever. But how many of you have experienced charades in your marriage? Now, what has it looked like in the past between you and I?
Oh, so many different ways. Todd will walk in from coming home from work, and I might be slamming the drawer a little bit harder than he anticipated me to, or put the dish in the oven a little bit harder than he would thought that I would have needed to put the dish in the oven, and he immediately says, "What did I do?"
What's wrong? What's happening here? And she might turn to me, and she might look at me and charade something else. Which means if you don't know what you did, we've got trouble here. You now can go to your room and think about it if you'd like. And so I would go and I'd be like, okay, charades. Sounds like, looks like she's angry. Looks like anger to me. And so now I'm left, as your notes say there, I'm left in marital charades. We're trying to guess what our spouse is feeling. We're also supposed to guess why they're feeling that way. And then we're supposed to also anticipate what is the proper response to all of this, right? And so, yeah, we would charade lots of things. I used to have moments when I would just hear Tammy go, and I'd be like, oh, great, now what, right? And I'd be like, what was that for? And she's like, I just needed to take a deep breath. What is your problem? And I'm like, well, a sigh usually means something, like you're upset with me or whatever. Tammy, I might wake up of a morning and walk downstairs and get going with my day, and I realize she's quiet. She's not saying anything at all. And normally she would maybe greet me or say hello or at least ask, how did I sleep or, whatever else. So quiet. To me, it seemed like a charade of something that I'm supposed to try to guess what is she feeling, why is she feeling that way, and what's the best response.
Or what about the days that you'd walk in from work and I'd just hand you a baby?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. When you're handed a baby, that is an interesting charade moment. I'm supposed to interpret, how's the day went. And usually when I'm handed a baby right when I walk in the door, I can pretty well say, okay, the day has not gone well. I'm being handed a baby as I'm walking. I haven't even put my briefcase down or whatever. I'm being handed a baby. I know that something is not right in her life and in her world and in herself emotionally. I'm being handed a baby the moment I walk through the door. I mean, what are some of the charades that you have all seen as you've played the game of charades in your relationships? Why don't you turn to the people in your table for a moment and just talk about it? What are some of the charades that you've seen played out in your world or among people?
So how many of you are good mind readers and can immediately know exactly what they're thinking when they charade? Todd was never a good mind reader.
No,
and is not.
I'm still not a good mind reader.
Good mind reader. And so this was a huge problem that I didn't know how to express my true emotions. And so I would do a lot of charading.
And I would try to do a lot of good guessing, but it even seemed like when I would try to guess what she was thinking or feeling, that I would get in trouble with a wrong guess, right? And so I would say something that would hurt her feelings because it was so far from what it was. As a matter of fact, I was reacting to the wrong things.
Or he would automatically assume that it was him, right? And no, I've just had a long day with all of the kids, and I'm just like done with the day.
Had nothing to do with me.
I'm glad he's home, and I'm glad I can talk to a human. And not that the little humans aren't humans, but they're just
sometimes they don't act as human as they should. Well, most of us are not really good at identifying and therefore even illustrating how we're feeling or our true emotions. And often, actually, if you want to, our true emotions sometimes even just get masked completely by other emotions and actions. And so this is normally the spot where I illustrate with how anger works in our lives. And this is one of the next slides here shows you an illustration of something called the anger iceberg. So if I walk in and Tammy is illustrating to me that she is upset about something with, she's chopping the onions a little harder or whatever, and I see anger, and she might even be expressing anger because she's maybe she's having an unclear, she's unclear about what she's really feeling, and so anger is the one she's going to. And so the truth is that many times we just go to anger. It's like a top drawer emotion. It's like the easiest one. Guys, you all know how duct tape works. It fixes everything, right? You can use it for anything. Well, that's kind of what anger is in a lot of people's lives. They'll just go straight to that one because that's the one they're the most comfortable with, or it's just a top drawer emotion. They can use it for everything. And so anger becomes the thing that they use for everything. And so when you look, though, and in your illustrative packet there, you have an anger iceberg sheet to look at. What you look at, though, is that sometimes we might be charading anger, but the truth is we're feeling something different underneath.
Maybe I was actually disappointed. Maybe I was disappointed with how my day went, and I didn't feel like I engaged the children as well as I needed to, or I was the mother that I felt like I should have been for them. Or maybe I was disappointed at Todd, that we didn't connect all day long, that I didn't hear from him all day long, and here it is, 6 o'clock at night, him walking in the door, and I don't know what he's done all day long, and he doesn't know what I did all day long, and I feel disconnected from him, so maybe I'm disappointed. But it's coming out, charaded, as anger.
Tammy used to say to me, "You look so angry all the time." And I said, "Well, actually, it's because I feel disrespected." Well, she's like, "Well, then why don't you just tell me that's what you're feeling, that you're feeling disrespected by the kids or whatever, rather than doing this angry thing?" Because we're all reacting to this anger that you're putting forth. And you're charading anger at us, in your actions. And then sometimes you're even doing angry things. But underneath it all, you may be feeling disrespected. Or, other things. Maybe I'm feeling worried, or maybe I'm feeling uncertain about something, or nervous about something. But it just all starts to come out in ways that are poor charades of what I'm really feeling. Y'all know what we're talking about now when it comes to this? We charade something. We're all supposed to guess, not just our spouse, but our kids. The whole family is supposed to guess what we're feeling, why we're feeling it, and what to do about it.